Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. ORLIN and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Cold Spring Harbor is the venue on this Saturday afternoon where 13 wrestlers will make their trip upstate to Albany for the New York State Tournament. It's the Nassau County Division II Wrestling Championships. It's all live right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Special thank you to ORLIN and Cohen. ORLIN and Cohen proudly supports Nassau County Athletics. They feature a team of board-certified, fellowship-trained orthopedic subspecialists, as well as in-house advanced diagnostic imaging, neuromuscular testing, pain management, physical rehabilitation, and occupational therapy. Thanks again so much to ORLIN and Cohen. Well, we welcome you here, Matt Side. Dylan Butler alongside Kevin Shippos. He's the Massapequa football coach, but once upon a time an All-American at Baldwin High School. So he knows what these guys are going through. He knows what it means on the biggest stage to come up with a victory. And listen, these are guys we'll show in a few minutes the lineup here today. But for these guys to go through the gauntlet the way they've had, these 26 wrestlers that are on the stage here tonight, they've earned their spot here.
Absolutely. It comes down to a season of ups and downs and highs and lows, and here we are in the postseason, the county championship, and looking to take the next step and go to the state tournament, which is the pinnacle of high school wrestling. So should be a good afternoon of exciting wrestling. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Kevin, we've got a lot of returning guys, returning champions, but we've also got some newcomers as well. Let's take a look at the slate of wrestlers we have. Of course, as we always do, we start off at 101, and there you see it. Colden Friedman, Luke Warzel. A lot of these are 1-2. So, like, the seeding guys, the ones who did that all work, great job by them, because the cream certainly rise to the top. There you see a lot of the matchups. Some key guys we'll focus on, again, returning champions, but also some guys who have kind of become household names, right? You look at a Joe Filicamo at Island Trees at 138. Luke Nieto, right? Plain Edge. Plain Edge is an interesting story for this one. They were in D1, this year in D2, and they've really certainly placed their stamp on D2, where you see a lot of their guys. And then two of the bigger names, we go to the kind of the heavyweights, right? Devin Downs, Plain Edge, a returning county champion at D1. Grayson Meek, of course, the hometown hero here at Cold Spring Harbor. Know all about him. And Daniel Haroon as well from Wheatley, a returning champion as well.
Yeah, a lot of good wrestlers up and down. Plain Edge was the state champions last year in dual meets for Division I. Now they're in Division II based on enrollment. And it's all about, these kids just getting better, whether it's Division I or Division II. Wrestling is wrestling. You still got to step on the line and score more points than your opponent and ultimately pin them or try to pin them. And it's just about getting better, whether it's Division I, Division II. It's all about getting to that next level, a state championship, and trying to be all state and ultimately a state champion.
They were moments away from the Parade of Champions just before the start of today's action, and we mentioned before some returning champions. Now, maybe a little bit of an asterisk as we show this graphic, Kevin. These are not the Plain Edge guys, right? They're not returning D2 champions. Of course, there are a handful from D1, but there's a look there at some of those guys, and a few of them looking to go back-to-back this year as well.
Right. It's hard to win one, let alone two. It's just stepping on the line, and everyone's gunning for you, knowing you're a returning champion, and you got to be ready to go every time you step out there. So, looking forward to watching these guys today.
As we mentioned before with Grayson Meek, there you see the picture of him last year at the state championship. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch him, really for, sadly, kind of our last time, at least here, right? We can watch him on Flow Wrestling going forward. A guy who is committed to UPenn out of Cold Spring Harbor, 193 wins in his career, 150 pins as well. So he is a returning champion and one certainly to keep an eye out for this afternoon.
Absolutely. I remember watching him last year and just moves real well for a big man. Obviously has the academics as well going to UPenn, and he's going to set himself up for a bright future. Looking forward to watching him today.
And again, we'll have the Parade of Champions, and then we'll head right over to 101. And a reminder as well for you guys, we'll be at Hofstra tomorrow at the David S. Mack complex for Division I tomorrow. A lot of the brackets, maybe some brackets being busted, but the brackets are going through, and we'll have the finals tomorrow. That should be a lot of fun as well. And again, thanks for ORLIN & COHEN for making it possible that it is free here on our YouTube channel. We're certainly excited to be able to bring you that action today. So again, thanks so much to ORLIN & COHEN Orthopedic Group. Hey, listen, they've got a lot to do with wrestling. These guys have all kinds of injuries. They go to ORLIN & COHEN, and those guys certainly fix them up really well. So again, just moments away. There's a good look at our championship mat here at Cold Spring Harbor. A terrific venue for this. The stands have been packed throughout, and it's going to be a really exciting 13 championship bouts. Interesting as well, right? You win. We mentioned before there's 13 who are looking to book their spot, but you also go in as the number 2. And then also this year, a change where you get the third place as well. So even while these matches are going on, where they have the third place matches or the true second place matches, a lot of excitement. There's a good look you see at some of the crowd here at Cold Spring Harbor on this Saturday afternoon. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, the more kids you get wrestling the state tournament, the better. You can truly get the best kids from all around the state. Some years ago it was just one. Back when it was just one division, one champion went, and sometimes in some sections you'd have the top 2 kids in the state, and it's kind of unfair to have just one kid go when you could have 2 kids that could meet potentially in the state finals. And now to get a third, it's even better. I'm all for growing the sport and getting as many kids wrestling as possible. So it's a great way to showcase these kids and get them to the next level and see what they can do.
And we mentioned before, there you see a look at some of the finalists here lining up on championship match. But the Plain Edge aspect, right? As you said, they were the reigning dual meet champions at Division I, and this year, again, it's just a population situation or an enrollment situation. Now they're in D2, and what do? They were still dominant. They beat Seaford. Actually, that was to your point a little bit, right? You've got 2 Nassau County teams going up to Syracuse to meet each other it was the Nassau Division II championship. Plain Edge beating Seaford. Plain Edge's first county title since 2007. Their 3rd overall. Last year they were D1 runners-up. They go up as a wild card and win the state championship as well. Upstate, Plain Edge made it to the final where they lost to top-seeded Glenn. Plain Edge was the 3rd seed. So a lot of the guys that we saw last year on a Sunday at Hofstra, they are back. They did graduate a lot, Rob Shaver's guys. But listen, that's the true definition of a program, right? Like, that's a wrestling program at Plain Edge. And, even though you graduate some key guys, the next group coming up certainly show a lot. And we've got a great amount of representation from the Red Devils, certainly this afternoon at Cold Spring Harbor. All right, so we're going to send it to the PA announcer for the Parade of Champions here at Cold Spring Harbor.
First in the D2 category. His opponent at 145 pounds, a senior from Blanche, Kyle Carter. He's 34 this year, 151 and 22 overall. He finished first in Division I counties last year, as well as third in 2023. He's a two-time state qualifier and ranked 5th in New York State. Next up, 152 pounds, a freshman from Seaford, Rob Conway. Rob is looked like Coach Taxeras. He did 29-11 this year, 39-15 overall. He finished in 4th place in the county tournament last year. This year he finished the Battle Street South champion, and he finished second in the UDL tournament. His opponent, a senior from Lincoln, Luke Nieto. He went 30-3 this year, as well as 176 and 19 overall. He finished second in New York State last year, 5th in New York State in 2023, and he was first in the Eastern States and first in the COHEN this year. He is currently ranked first in New York State this year. At 160 pounds, a junior from Blanche, James Phillips. He is 26-9 this year, 76 and 30 overall, and he finished second in the division qualifier last year, second in the Ted Peterson this year, and second in the COHEN this year. His opponent, a senior from Locust Valley, Robbie Burns. Burns is joined by Coach Rush and Luke Luca. He went 20-8 this year, and he's 55 and 27 overall, and he went first in the counties last year and 4th in the counties in 2023. At 170 pounds, a sophomore from Island Trees, Marcus Bazelius. Marcus is coached by Coach Garcia. He went 11-7 this year, and he's 13-7 overall. His opponent, a senior from Cold Spring Harbor, Aiden Smith. McGovern, Powers, and Sergio. He went 30-9 this year and 68-30 overall. In 2024, he finished second in the county. This year, he finished first in the UDL tournament and second in the national tournament. Next up, 190 pounds, a junior from Island Trees, Maximus Dykeman. Maximus is coached by Coach Garcia. He finished 23-7 this year, over 25-7. In 2024, he finished third in the VIII tournament. He finished this year second in the UDL tournament, as well as second in the VIII tournament. And his opponent is a junior from Blanche, bearing down. This year, he went 38-4 overall record, 152 and 28. In 2024, he finished first in New York State. 2023, he finished third in Division I. This year, he's also 5th place in the East tournament
adapt more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. ORLIN & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
We're going to keep this quick.
Because at Blaze Pizza,
artisanal quality at crazy fast speed is what we're all about.
Walk the line and choose any toppings you'd like.
Then it's just 180 seconds in our blazing hot oven
For fast fire perfection.
Come check us out and build your own pizza at Blaze Pizza.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash! What a way to end the third quarter!
As West barks out the signals. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside!
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Cold Spring Harbor. Dylan Butler, Kevin Shippos, our entire Varsity Media crew here with you as we're just about set here for the start. 13 bouts, champion and the runner-up heading upstate. But certainly a lot on the line here for these wrestlers. Great parade of champions. Great resumes for so many of these guys, huh?
Yeah, I mean, these kids, they put it all on the line and year-round pretty much. And you can tell just by their credentials and what they've done up to this point, and it's very, very impressive. Kids in high school, no matter where they're wrestling, they're privy to a lot of opportunities to get better, and you see it on the line today, and it should be exciting between all of these contestants here today. It should be a fun afternoon of wrestling.
Thank you very much. Go get it, guys.
So just about set here to start, and we start at 101 pounds as we take a look, Kevin, at the bracket to get here. And as we mentioned, we're going to have a few of these situations where it's 1 versus 2. You see a lot of the pins happening and some decisive wins as well, but Luke Warzel, great come from behind against Samir Mohan to book his spot here in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like there was a lot of points scored there, and that's what the fans want to see. They don't want to see 2-1 matches. They want to see the high-flying scoring and kids getting after it. So it should be a good one.
He's got Colden Friedman from Seaford, top seed. He's in the green, and it'll be Luke Warzel in red. Luke, the number 2 seed. As we often see, right, these are a pair of 8th graders. So they haven't even entered high school.
Usually at the lighter weights, you get some younger kids because of the growth. You have 2 8th graders here, which is not uncommon. Sometimes you see 7th graders just filling those spots for the varsity.
And you see right away Friedman, 24-11 on the season, being aggressive.
Absolutely. He's on a double leg takedown. He's got him to his butt, and once he signals points, he's on top.
And Friedman, first points of this one, 3 for him on that takedown, and then 1 for the release for Warzel.
Yeah, it's now 3 points for a takedown. They added that rule in just to get some more excitement in and get these kids to try more moves, try to score points. I like it. Nice shot right there. Spin behind.
You mentioned the plain edge factor. Warzel not part of the team last year, but still in the room, knows the situation.
Right.
Stalemate there as we'll get restarted here inside the final minute of this first period.
I like the action so far for Friedman. He's actually got Warzel's stalling call. There's a nice shot by Warzel. He's got to get his hips up. He's got to get his trail leg up here in his head. Friedman's in decent position here. Looking to score on the edge.
Inside the final 30 seconds here, round one.
Friedman's almost got behind him. He's trying to lace the leg behind him, try to come behind for the takedown here. Rozel's got to hold on to that leg as best he can, but he's in a bad spot with his belly on the mat. And you see Friedman with the takedown.
Yeah, 3 more for him. A commanding 6-1 lead early on as we're inside the final 10 seconds of period number 1.
Friedman wants to ride him out here, not give an escape. Good job there. It's good action between these two. 6 points in the first period, which is good.
Friedman 24-11 on the season. Finished third at Uniondale, Manhasset, Valley Stream South.
An escape there for Warzel. I think Friedman feels pretty comfortable on his feet. He's controlling the tie-ups. He's been able to get to his legs, so he likes it.
And he's had no problem. I mean, both Warzel points have been escapes, and it seems like that's just fine. Friedman will give those up for a chance to get those big 3-point takedowns.
You'll see as we go. Some wrestlers, they like to wrestle on the mat. Some prefer to be on their feet. So they'll give them intentional escapes, as you've seen Friedman give Warzel. He just feels more comfortable there. And rightly so. He's got points. Warzel knows he has to pick up the attack now, which he's starting to do with a couple of double leg takedowns, but he's got to close the gap. He's a little too far away.
And Freeman shoots again.
Warzel in decent position. He's got to get his hips up, but they're nearly out of bounds.
Good job by Warzel to keep him in bounds.
Freeman has a tight lock on that leg. Warzel's got to break that lock, and he's got to try to step over. Stalemate.
And a stalemate was called right in front of Rob Shaver, right? Legendary wrestling, football coach as well.
Absolutely. Coach has been there over 30 years. Done just a tremendous job with both sports. Give him a lot of credit. Football is not easy, and wrestling is not easy going back to back.
How about Friedman again?
Another takedown.
3 more for him.
Looking for back points there. Let's see if he tries to turn him or he'll let him up, try to get another takedown. Warzel's got a decent base. He's got to push back into him and try to get a foot out, try to get out of there, but it looks like Friedman's looking cradle here. Oh, good. He got his chest up. He's out.
But again, Friedman, I think, is fine with that. He'll give that up. Attempts again for 3. Good job by Warzel. Final 10 seconds of period number 2.
Yeah, Warzel, he's trying. He's just too far away. He's got to close the gap.
And that'll do it for the second period. It is all Colden Friedman at this point. The Seaford 8th grader, a 9-3 lead.
Friedman's chosen neutral. Okay, Warzel has got to get some points in a hurry here, which is not out of the question. With the takedown being 3 points, you can also get 4 back points as well. So he can get 7 if you can get him to his back.
And that's what you were alluding to in the open as well. It kind of adds an added dimension, right, to especially later in matches as they both go out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. You're never out of it. It also, if you can get an advantage on your opponent, it also ends the match quicker. 15-point technical fall. You can get to that quicker. I've seen a lot in the first period, which you never saw, up until this point. Now I see a lot of first period technical falls. So it's adding some excitement to the sport, which is good. Warzel's in deep, but he's not going to be able to score there. He's got to do it in the middle of the mat.
And then they're both out. 1:21 left in this one.
They also changed the out-of-bounds rule, too. Now you can have 1 foot in and still be wrestling, which is great. It forces the kids to be aggressive and try things and use the entire surface of the match. Warzel's in a good spot. Oh,
wow.
Good to a hip. Now he's got him to his back. That's going to be 3. Wow. See if you get back points here.
What a change here.
3 and 3, so.
And it was Friedman who took a shot, and then a great job by Warzel. And now he's got Friedman.
Give him 3 back points, so it's 9-9.
Wow.
Tie that up just like that. Now we got a match.
What a comeback by Luke Warzel.
So now while Warzel's on top, he's going to have to hold him down for a minute, or he could let him go and try to take him down. He's going to see what Coach Shaver wants him to do.
I think they're going to check out Friedman, and it's the injury time right now, making sure. Kind of got twisted up a little bit there.
Yeah, he was in a tough spot there with that headlock there. It was tight, but I give him credit. He battled out of it. A lot of kids would fold it there, but that's the competitor in him. So now he's under the gun a little bit here. 9-9. He's got to get out.
I got to say, you got to figure edge right now to Warzel, right? Just because of the way that momentum being what it is and the way that he's fought back.
Yep. Let's see what happens. Friedman's not in a great spot here on his belly. Not where you want to be now. Warzel's got an armbar here, which is a pinning combination. So Friedman's going to have to be careful here.
40 seconds remaining. Period number 3.
You can see how momentum shifts in the blink of an eye, really. He's going to have to be careful with that armbar. Now he's got it reinforced where he grabs the wrist. He can tilt him here, which is what he's trying to do. He's in decent position. He's got to elevate. He's got to drive and elevate that bottom leg. Still in a really good position here, Warzel.
No points just yet.
He's got to get that knee under. He does it now. Excellent job by Friedman fighting it off, though.
7 seconds. 6. Will he get a point here late?
Good match. Excellent match. So now we have 1 minute, sudden victory. First point wins.
It was all Friedman for 2 periods. A big third by Warzel, which forces sudden victory at 101.
See what happens here. Now it's just who wants it more, who wants to score. 1 good takedown is all it takes.
There's a shot.
Double
by
leg.
Friedman. And there it is. Colden Friedman, the 8th grader from Seaford, is your 101-pound champion.
Great execution on that double leg, just a classic double leg. Sat Warzel to his butt and collected the points. Great match, though.
Head now to 108. From Oyster Bay, there you see it. Colton Schmeissing against Joel Diaz from Seaford. Top 2 seeds emerge here as well. Colton Schmeissing and Joel Diaz. Schmeissing in the red, Diaz in the green.
Both guys active so far. Diaz a little bit low on his stance. Schmeissing a little bit higher than him. He's going to have to get his base down.
And Kevin, this is a rematch of last year's final at 101, which was won by Schmeissing. That was a major decision.
Schmeissing, good scrambling. He took the attack from Diaz. He was on his legs and grabbed Diaz's legs himself and just scrambled out of the good hips.
Yeah, it feels like we're going to have a lot of points scored in this one. Already 3-2 for Diaz.
Absolutely. It's what the fans want. It makes wrestling exciting when points are scored.
Stalemate. Schmeissing, the Oyster Bay freshman, 33-3 on the year. Placed 8th last year in Albany. And again, Diaz looking to avenge last year's loss at 101.
Schmeissing looks like he's trying to put a cross-body ride in, which is a tough ride from on top. If you get caught in it, it's very hard to get out. So Diaz has to try to keep his knees together and kind of slip out like he does right here to break away. Great job by Diaz.
Yeah, he'll get one more on the escape. Nice shot there, and 4-2 lead for Diaz.
Seems like Schmeissing's trying to create scramble situations where both guys are moving and kind of finding his way on top. Nice duck attempt. Now he's stepping over, creating a scramble here. He's got to watch himself. Got to watch himself here.
Diaz up to 7-2. Schmeissing gets 2 more back. And actually, they corrected it at the board. It's 5-4 right now for Schmeissing.
I think they gave takedown and waved it off.
And it's funny, these two met last year as 8th graders. They're meeting again as freshmen. They've still got 3 more years of high school left. They can keep climbing the ladder weight-wise and keep meeting here.
It's a great rivalry, and then brings out the best in both wrestlers. When you got both guys that want to get after it, want to win, and in the end, you make each other better.
We'll show the bracket again during this injury timeout. As we kind of we only showed it for a second before the start of this one. We can see how these two guys got here to the final at 108. And you see a lot of pins, right, in the quarterfinals, and then decisive wins there as well in the semifinals.
Yep, this is they're leading to each other. It's taking care of business. Just let it settle at 1 and 2.
Diaz 24-4 on the year, 60-25. 60-25. Schmeissing, we said before, 66-8.
Nice finish there by Schmeissing on the edge. Knew exactly where he was. Collected the points.
8-4 now for the Oyster Bay freshman.
We'll see if Schmeissing tries. He's got a crossbody ride in again, and now he's got Diaz flat. Another stalemate by Nick Deanna, the referee. Usually if they don't see any progression by either wrestler, no one's really progression with their holds, top or bottom, they'll call the stalemate, restart it. Schmeissing the unorthodox style, which I like. You don't hit moves that you typically see. So Diaz had to do his homework here, which I'm sure he has because they've wrestled so much. Now Schmeissing's got a cradle locked up. He's going to score here. Diaz has to break the grip, try to get back to his belly.
Yeah, there's back points, and maybe more here.
He's going to get 4 out of this, as Nick Deanna is showing. Now he's recording it.
12-4 now for Schmeissing.
You can definitely tell between the first 2 matches that Schmeissing prefers to be on the mat. He's very fluid on top. He knows exactly where his hips are. Doesn't put himself in bad situations. Very well schooled technically.
Good job, too. He's got that leg locked as well, making it tough for Diaz to get off the mat.
It is very hard. If you get somebody who's really good with legs on top, it is very hard to get out of.
Final seconds, a commanding 12-4 lead for Colton Schmeissing from Oyster Bay.
Diaz not out of it. Could score points in a hurry, as we've seen at the first match. So we'll see what he does here. Nice switch by Schmeissing.
And the escape point as well to increase that lead to 13-4.
Nice shot by Diaz. But there it is, Schmeissing sitting in the corner. He's got to get his hips up, and he's going to score. Now he's got a cradle locked up. Diaz has to be careful here.
And that shows you how quick, right, Schmeissing is. First you go on defense against that shot, and suddenly you're back on offense and collecting some more points. 16-4 now.
It's just mat awareness and experience. Comes from years of being in a wrestling room and knowing where your hips are at, and he's a little funky and to boot, which is it's tough, to wrestle those kind of kids. And that's a tribute to him and his coaches.
That's got to help him as well when he heads up to Albany. Because as you said, Diaz is a guy who's seen him, but now there's a lot of guys who haven't seen him.
Absolutely. When you go to that tournament, it's It's 0-0, and you just go out and you let your best stuff fly. So I like his chances. He's very aggressive, knows how to wrestle in all 3 positions. His experience of being there last year absolutely will help him.
A year ago, placed 8th up in Albany, looking to do some more damage this year as Schmeissing inside the final 40 seconds now.
He's got to watch himself here. He's still got 40 seconds. He doesn't want to put himself in a bad situation. He's still in control, as Nick Deanna is showing there. So he just does not want to put himself in a bad situation. He's got to be smart. Reversal for Diaz.
He'll get a couple, but still 16-6 the lead for Schmeissing. For the reversal, 2 more.
Just super slippery with his hips. Very hard to control. Knows exactly where he is and how to use that. Well done.
And Colton Schmeissing from Oyster Bay. He is your champion at 108. A commanding 18-6 win. Congratulations to Colton as we move on now to 116. We'll take a look at that bracket as Brendan Fox and Nick Gerbasi. Again, 1-2, as we mentioned. No pins in this one, but a lot of high scores.
Yeah, 9-1 and 17-0. Those are dominant wins. So we'll settle it with 1-2 again in the finals.
Yeah, Fox from Seaford in the green. Gerbasi from Plain Edge in the red, a color he's comfortable wearing, you would say. Part of the Red Devils.
Good program Coach Shaver's got over there. Does a great job. Him and assistant Matt Rich have been together for a long time.
Fox a year ago, the Seaford sophomore, placed 3rd in Nassau D2 at 108.
See, these kids who are in the finals, they're not just here for the first time. They're placing, and they've been around. So their hard work is paying off. Gerbasi seems to looks like he likes to use an underhook with his left arm, which is a good scoring hold if he can use it.
No scoring as of yet.
Yeah. Looks like they're just feeling each other out, trying to set up their scoring holds, their techniques. Not as fast a start as the first 2 matches. It happens depending on the type of wrestler you have and where they're at with their mindset. Nice shot by Fox. He's got to get his hips up. Oh, goes through.
And there are your first points on that shot by Fox. 3-0 the lead.
Great shot below the knee. It's very hard to defend if you get in deep, and a great athletic finish.
Both of these guys are sophomores, and as we mentioned, Plain Edge first year in D2, so not as familiar, right, as Schmeissing and Diaz were before of each other, but as they are a pair of sophomores, you expect them to gain familiarity as we go forward. Final 3 seconds, period number 1. And that shot by Fox, the only difference right now between these two at 116. And there's blood time right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's part of the sport. Bleeding usually through the nose. You have to get a nose plug from Coach Texaris. It's part of the sport.
So both wrestlers getting checked out right now by the athletic trainers.
Blood time, you have 5 minutes, and then once they get the bleeding stopped, it goes to clean up. So you have plenty of time to take care of the bleeding. So when they want the kids to wrestle. Red choosing top. Fox on the bottom. Got another leg rider here with Jabasi. Again, Fox is going to have to move. He's going to have to get his hips out. He's in a tough situation. He's got his base up, which is good, but he's got to clear that left leg. Very hard to do. Jabasi trying to hook the forearm.
Fox just trying to make his way to get out of bounds and get himself reset.
Jabasi's got to be careful here with the arm, otherwise he's going to call potentially dangerous.
And you mentioned it's still the one leg in. And now we're both out.
You could see they're almost on the floor. Jabasi had one toe in. They're going to let him wrestle unless they're on the floor.
Hey, listen, when you get those really long guys, right, then you're right. You could.
Absolutely. It's all about promoting action and letting the kids just wrestle and score points literally until you have one toe in, which is great.
Fox does get to his feet. Sent back down, though, as again, same kind of spot they ended up at. Still in, though. Now they're out.
Good explosion by Fox. Then he's got to get more back pressure on the stand-up. That's why Jabasi was able to kind of force him out, and then when he hit the mat, he slipped his leg in. But good effort by Fox. He's got to try to convert on this now. Another stand-up again with Jabasi.
And there's the escape. 4-0, the lead for Fox.
Jabasi's got to get a takedown here. I feel like he could ride him, but he's not going to turn him. That's probably why it was a little bit of an intentional release, because Fox is built well. He's strong. It's going to be very hard for Jabasi to turn him. And there's a nice little slide by there to a Merkle position with a takedown.
And those are the points you mentioned. Those are 3, but look out here.
That's brute strength by Fox. That's something you can't teach right there. He just kind of willed himself out of that position. Jabasi was in a very good position, and Fox used his muscle to get out of that. That was impressive.
He gave up those 3 and then right away got 2 back. 6-3 the lead as we approach the final 10 seconds of period number 2.
See if Jabasi can get 1 at the end here, but Fox is in good position. Jabasi is flat on his belly, which isn't great for him.
And Fox will have the choice now as well as we go into the third period of what he wants. And again, we're going to have blood time once more.
There's a decision here for Fox. Does he feel strong going underneath Jabasi if he feels like he can't turn him, or does he go neutral to try to get another takedown? It's all strategy here. That's what the Taxaris brothers are discussing right now with Fox. Where do they want to put him, which is his best position.
During this blood timeout, we want to remind everybody, listen, if you want to book a sportscast, you can contact Varsity Media today. Have us produce a sportscast for your team, including announcers, graphics, instant replay, and multiple camera angles. It'll be a memory for your team, or in this case, your wrestler, they'll enjoy for a lifetime.
Fox goes bottom and gets an escape. Excellent.
7-3 the lead for Brendan Fox. This would be career win number 40 as a sophomore.
Jabasi can get back in the match if he can get a takedown here. Nice deep shot, but Fox again showing athleticism. Just kicks out of it. Another shot there. He's in deep. He's got to get his head up. Good hips by Fox. Good sprawling position here. Jabasi in waterfall position here, coming out the back door. Let's see if he can convert. There it is.
So 3.
He's going to intentional release. Take him down again.
Oh, here we go. It's heating up. 8-6 for Fox.
Takedown here will now put him in the lead. Plenty of time, too. He does not have to force the action.
It's like the introduction of the three-point play in basketball. Like, it is such a difference maker, that added point.
Absolutely. You're never out of it. Jabasi wants to probably get to the middle here. There's about 45 seconds left. Another deep shot. See if he can finish. His hands are now split, though. He's got to get his hands locked. Fox is in a good spot here. He's got to face him.
Oh, good job by Fox. Might that be championship points for Fox?
Very composed, Fox. He's been in some tough situations, and he's battled out. Very mentally tough.
11-6 the lead. But here comes Gerbasi. 2 more for him, 11-8.
Not stopping. Don't stop until the whistle blows.
A takedown would tie it and send it to sudden victory.
He's got to try to let him up, or he's going to try to turn him.
He doesn't have a lot of time. 5 seconds. He's trying to turn him. Fox.
Good match.
And Fox, Brendan Fox, the Seaford sophomore, is your champion at 116. 11-8 the win over Nick Gerbasi. Congratulations to Brendan Fox. Head now to 124 pounds. And look at this, another Seaford wrestler coming in. Connor Murphy. All he's done from the quarterfinals on has been pinning opponents. He is the top seed. He's facing John Mignanelli from Island Trees, the 3 seed, a slight upset if you want to call it that, beating the 2 seed Gianluca Frucci in the semifinals. A tight one there.
Yeah, those are the ones that you like, those matches. It's 5-4. It comes down to the end. Both guys going at it. A lot of people think that the semifinal round is the most exciting round in wrestling because you either go to the finals or you're in the wrestlebacks. It's just two guys that are fighting it out and seeing what's going to happen. So I'm sure that was a great match.
Mentioned before about returning champions. Well, Connor Murphy from Seaford, he's wearing the green. He is one of those. Won D2 last year at 108.
A little bit bigger this year.
And Mignanelli, by the way, also a returning champion, but he won in 2023 at 102, where he pinned Kevin Cusker from Island Trees.
So these guys have both been here. They have experience. They're not new to the situation and the magnitude of the match. You should see both these guys just let it fly. Wrestle and see what happens. The good thing about this is it's not the end of the road. They're both going on to the States. So there's a little bit less pressure in that situation, but you still want to win.
Murphy 28-12 this season, 64 career wins for the Seaford Junior. And Mignanelli on the other side, 16-10 this year.
A little more methodical with these guys, wrestling from distance. Decent shot there, but no real threat.
A little more length on them, both of them as well. Similar body types.
Wrestling's a sport where you have all different body shapes, and anybody can wrestle. They really mean that. Any body shape, size, obviously weight, it's for anybody.
And you hear wrestling coaches sometimes say it too. It's a lot of times, especially with dual meets, like it's the ultimate team sport, right? Like you're an individual on the mat, you're by yourself, but sometimes you're trying to get a result for your team, and that's what makes this sport, some say, the best of them all.
Absolutely. It's an individual sport, like you said, with a team concept. If each individual goes out and does their job, takes care of the team. And dual meets are great.
And sometimes that stall warning against Murphy as the first period concludes with no score, and sometimes your job in a dual meet is to not get pinned, right, or not give up as many points, and that's the ultimate sign of being a team player.
Yep. Each person, when they go out there and take the mat, they're trying to win. Sometimes you might be a little overmatched. The situation with the team score. So you're trying to do what you can to try to win the match, and if you're really better than your opponent, then you're trying to get bonus. And if your opponent obviously is more experienced than you, you're trying not to get bonused. So everyone has a job.
Murphy on top to start period number 2.
He's got an arm bar, and he could score some points here if he can get his chest behind it, which is what he's trying to do. But Mignanelli's doing a good job basing out. He's getting a wide base with his knees. It makes it very hard for Murphy to turn him. Now Murphy's got double arm bars. This is real trouble here if he can turn him, but they're nearly out of bounds.
And you could tell that Mignanelli knew exactly the situation he was in. But again, we mentioned the length. He's still in.
Yep. All Murphy needs is 1 foot in. Mignanelli can be totally off the mat, but if that toe stays in, They are not going to call him out. As you can see right here, he's got 1 foot in, but they're letting him wrestle. Now they both went off the circle, but using that length. Strategy plays, it really plays into that factor too. Knowing where you are, which is where Mignonelli was. He was not in a good position. He was trying to scooch out of bounds, but not do it intentionally. Still trying to wrestle. Another armbar. Mignonelli's got to get his left hand in front of him.
Still no score. Final minute, period number 2. This the 124-pound championship.
Now Murphy's got the far wrist, which puts Mignonelli in a bad spot, so he's going to score here. He's already got 2 counts.
Might he get the ultimate count here?
So Mignonelli tries to come through.
And there it is! Connor Murphy, a 2-time county champion, wins it at 124 pounds. You're watching the Nassau Division II Championship, all here from Cold Spring Harbor on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. ORLIN & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Back here at Cold Spring Harbor, Dylan Butler, Kevin Shippos, the entire Varsity Media crew. Time now for the 131-pound final. And it's maybe a little bit of home cooking for Devin Palizzi from Cold Spring Harbor. He's the top seed, taking on Dob Agavino from Plain Edge. For Palizzi, he was a runner-up last year at 116. Pinned by Clark's Richard King. By the way, Clark on the other edge of that right now, they're a D1 program.
Yeah, teams go up and down based on enrollment. That's why you see Plain Edge down here and Clark back up.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. You can tell right away.
Love the aggressiveness.
It was Agavino with the first attempted shot.
Palizzi a little bit too up high, and that's why it allows Agavino to get on his legs. He's got to lower his level a little bit more. Stalemate, no action there. Back up on our feet, but I like it. I like the action from both guys so far.
Palizzi did a great job last year, right? He was pinned in that championship match, but bounced back in that true second place to pin North Shore's Kevin Becker to take second here a year ago.
Use that experience for the finals this year. There's fireman's carry there. Good defense by Agavino. See if he can score here from the front head position.
And again, you wonder, is there an edge for guys from Cold Spring Harbor, right, being familiar in your surroundings?
Absolutely. That plus the fact that he was here last year. Use that experience, use the crowd. Nice low ankle. Agavino, good reactions. He just kicked out of that.
He just shook him off like get off me.
And those are things that they don't practice. I'm sure Coach Shaver does not practice that in his room. That's just athleticism.
He looked like one of those running backs with a stiff arm like in his dad's program at North Shore.
Yes, his dad, legendary coach up at North Shore. So obviously it's in his blood being a competitor.
Final 5 seconds. And despite all the action, Kevin, this one is scoreless going into period number 2. Let's take a look at the brackets, how these two guys got here. See, Polizzi, it's been tight ones throughout for both. Really, Agavino getting a big win over Eddie Wisniewski from Seaford in the semifinals.
Yeah, you haven't seen any brackets that are this close. You know, that shows the depth of the weight class and, you know, guys putting it out there and guys that are, you know, have parity, which is good. You don't really see that. Usually see it's 1 and 2 coming through. Nice.
The escape point. So point number 1, and this one goes to Polizzi.
See if we can get an attack and see if someone can get a takedown here. Polizzi's been controlling the center of the mat. His butt's been to the middle more. The refs are definitely looking at that in terms of stalling calls here. He's also been controlling the ties. So see if he can mount a more takedown here where he can get a little bit deeper on the legs. Agavino is very strong with that underhook with his left hand.
You see the attempted shot by Agavino. Good job by Polizzi recognizing that, wrapping him up high.
Now he's got a quarter Nelson, but it's going to be hard for him to score here. He's going to have to pull him in.
And you could hear the coaches there saying exactly that, right? Pull him in. And even though it wasn't out, it was a stalemate.
Yeah, credit to Agavino there for knowing where he is. These kids are all smart. They've been doing this all year long. They know where their bodies are at all times. They know when they're in danger and where to go to get out of danger. So credit them. Another underhook here for Agavino. Let's see if he can score with it. He's got to get his head on the side of the underhook. Nice fireman's by Polizzi, but out of bounds.
Yeah, so no points scored. And at this point of the season, too, Kevin, these guys have wrestled 40-plus matches during the season, let alone what they've done in the offseason.
Absolutely. Wrestling now it's year-round. These kids who are real serious. There is no offseason. So they know where they're at. They know where, what their bodies can and can't do, where their bodies should be, mat awareness, all that stuff. It's more mental, you know, than physical at this point, especially against top-notch opponents. As we see here, both guys are very, you know, offensive. Polizzi a little bit more than Agavino, but Agavino is an excellent athlete.
And that escape point, the only difference right now as Polizzi has a 1-0 lead entering the final 10 seconds, period number 2 in this 131-pound championship.
You might see a stall call soon against Agavino if he doesn't fire off a shot, because Polizzi's been close to scoring twice.
And that is the end of period number 2.
Again, you look at that match strategy. Agavino took a shot at the end of the period knowing that if he was in trouble, the time was going to run out. So that's smart. That's smart on his behalf, and it keeps the ref off his back, too, in terms of a potential stall call, too.
And now for Agavino, if he can get that escape point like Polizzi did, we're going to be all tied up.
Very explosive, Agavino. Good mat return from Polizzi, though. He's got a hip in now. Polizzi has that left leg in. Agavino's got to clear that out. Doesn't want to waste too much time. He's got to try to hip in and clear that right leg. Now Polizzi's got a half it on the far side. Not a great situation here. Though he doesn't want to kick over. And trying to kick through on that. You never, ever want to go across your back.
And that'll be 3 more for Polizzi.
So now Polizzi can stay here as long as his foot's in.
And it is, as you can see, a great vantage point here from our camera. You can see that got that one leg locked up.
They go on the floor.
Trying to squirm himself out.
They called that out because he touched the floor. They have to call that for the safety of the wrestlers.
Heads up play by Agavino.
Not out of it, as we've seen. He's got to get one and then a takedown here. It's a great job getting to his feet. He just can't clear his hands.
Look at the strength by Polizzi.
Yeah, Polizzi's he knows what he's doing, that's for sure.
They go out of bounds again. A little extra here.
They're both getting after it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You like it. So that's it. If Agavino can get to his feet again, he's got to do a better job of controlling Polizzi's hands, and then he'll be able to escape. And he hasn't been able to do that, and Polizzi's just been locking and returning him. He's going to get a caution.
Yeah, a little bit of a false start there for Polizzi.
So Agavino's going to look to get to his feet, which he's been able to do. He's got to control Polizzi's hands, though. Now he tries a roll, but great job by Polizzi coming up, anticipating the stand-up. Now he's in a Navy ride, which isn't great for Agavino. He's scoring.
4 back points for Polizzi. And you could hear from his coaches, just stay there.
Agavino in a tough spot here.
Oh, Polizzi. He gets it!
Great mat awareness from Polizzi. That's how he won that match. Just knowing where he was.
Devin Polizzi, the sophomore on his home mat, gets the county championship at 131 pounds.
Just solid position the whole time.
Move on to 138, and there you see the bracket. Top 2 again emerge. Joe Filicamo, a guy that we're certainly familiar with, a champion a year ago at 138. And Yanni Thomas from Seaford had a tight one in the semifinals. This should be a fun one.
Both of them did. That tells you again, like top 4, just all interchangeable. It's great to see, especially at the Division II level where you don't have as many wrestlers. The top 4 just battling the two-point matches is great.
So for Filicamo, at 138, the Island Trees senior, how about 24-2 this year? A champion a year ago, as you mentioned, at 138, had a major decision over Sebastian Barco from Clark, ended up being the Michael Gomez outstanding wrestler here a year ago.
The 2-time champ looking down at this.
Indeed, so he's got in 2023 as well.
He's got the experience there, so you would think he's the prohibitive favorite here, but Yanni Thomas, we'll see. He's here. Just let it fly. You would say he's got nothing to lose. He's playing with house money. Go out and let it fly. He's going on to the state tournament. He's got nothing to lose.
Thomas a year ago lost in the quarterfinals at 116 to a guy that was just crown champion, Devin Polizzi. That was an 8-5 decision. So it speaks to Thomas's ability as well.
Absolutely. You get to the stage and you gotta kind of relax as much as you can, or it is nerve-wracking, and just rely on what got you here. Don't change the game plan, they say. Filicamo a little more, looks like he's a little more tactical here, staying in good position, but not really trying to enforce his ties. Controlling the center of the mat, but he's not really pressing Thomas. There's a shot there, but way too far away.
It's Thomas in the green. Filicamo.
Nice high crotch. He's got to stay low on the leg, though. Came up around the head.
Great job. Filicamo just bringing him back to the mat.
He's throwing haymakers out there, trying to put him in the match with a pin.
He's got 3 as the period number 1 comes to a close.
Yeah, he's looking for the home run, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Just going by the way he tried to finish that high crotch. Most times you try to attack the other leg for a double leg. He went for the head, which you don't see. It takes a lot of strength and confidence in yourself.
And you can tell that Filicamo is a senior. He's got the great stash as well. You can't really grow the stash as an 8th grader.
Absolutely.
Filicamo gets the escape point as well. Makes it 4-0.
So now Thomas has to open up here. He's losing 4-0, but all he needs is one takedown to get back and make it 4-3. He's not out of it. But Filicamo is obviously a well-conditioned athlete. He's a strong stance here. It's going to be hard for Thomas to break through that. He's going to have to move him. Get him out of that stance.
And you know this from your time, too, at Baldwin and accomplishing what you did. At this point of Filicamo's career, how many matches has he wrestled, right?
Definitely over 100. Depends on if he was brought up as an 8th grader or sometimes you see kids in 7th grade. You know, it's not uncommon to see kids when they're seniors who have been wrestling since 7th grade have 200 matches.
Yeah.
You know, kids are wrestling at least 40 matches a year if they stay healthy, you know, and
as we said, 2-time champion as well in the counties.
So he's looking to do damage upstate, that's for sure. His last time, too, so he's another one, you know, there's no tomorrow. You know, this is it.
Thomas is a junior. 32-13 this year, 53-32 overall.
Explosive by Filacamo. You can tell he's just trying to throw with a hip toss there. He's looking to go feet to back.
7-0 the lead now. 3 more for Filacamo on that takedown.
Yeah, he's not trying to just, you know, think and dunk. He's trying to go end the match, which is exciting.
Yeah, he's one of those guys like
crowd favorite. That's
I was
going
to say
Oh yeah.
If you paid to come in here, Filacamo is gonna have you earn that money.
I remember him from last year, and he was exciting then, and you know I could tell you, Ryan, if we ask the people here, they're enjoying watching him wrestle.
Final few seconds here of period number 2.
Oh, smart there, going down on the leg.
Does he get more?
No, he stayed in control. That was smart there. He dropped down to the leg so Thomas couldn't get out and get one at the end. But once again, he went up for the head again. He's looking headlock or something big, even with 1 second left on the clock. He's always looking to score, which is great.
And Filacamo chose neutral to start period number 3.
Yeah, Thomas has to really start to get on his offense, but it's going to be very hard. You see Filacamo's stance very low to the ground. He's going to have to get going left to right, and as his coaches were saying, fake to get him out of position. But he's just too far away, and Filacamo's stance is very strong. Another great shot. See if he finishes this. Nice shot.
Look at that. Filacamo 3 more on the takedown. Makes it an even 10-0.
You know, this is where the experience comes in. You know, I'm sure Coach Garcia has been talking to him, you know, end your career on a high note upstate, you know, get on that podium, maybe get a state championship. You know, that's what the kids work for, not just through the season, but all year round. You want to make it count now. This is the, you know, where all that hard work comes to fruition.
Yeah, right now you're in front of a big crowd at Cold Spring Harbor on Varsity Media, but it's in the wrestling room when no one is watching. That's when you become a champion.
Absolutely. No doubt.
Final.
Nice roll through tilt here. We got 2 back points, which Dom Del Vecchio, the referee, signaling.
So make it 12-0 now for Filacamo. Total control.
3 more points, that would be technical fall. Match would be terminated. 15 points ends it.
And you can see this is what you were saying before. Filacamo, even though he's got a great position, he's still working. He's not happy with just 12-0.
Yep, the point of the sport is to try and score points. When you're out there wrestling, don't just hang out. And that's what he did, 12 points.
Final 5 seconds. And that does it. Joe Filacamo make it 3 county championships for the Island Trees Senior. 12-0 the win over Yanni Thomas. Congratulations to Joe Filacamo. We go to 145 pounds now, and we take a look at that bracket, and it's, again, top 2 seeds emerge. Kyle Carter has pinned his way to the final, and so too has Marcus Hodeling.
Yeah, Kyle Carter, he was a Division I champion last year, so he's got some experience from the state tournament, Division I. Another Plain Edge Red Devil.
Yeah, Carter, he won at this weight class a year ago at Hofstra, the D1 championship. And Houdeling a year ago, finished 6th in D2 at 138 pounds. A tough 6-5 decision in that one, losing to John Ficarra from Cold Spring Harbor. And here we go. The 145-pound D2 final.
You can see Kyle Carter right away just taking ground and forcing his positions on Hartling, and good throw by, keeps his toes in for the takedown. Jerry Armengauer is our official, longtime official.
So Carter gets the first points of this one. Carter on the air, 38-4. A senior with 151 career wins.
Looking for an arm bar there. Now cross-face transitions. Good job fighting it off. Hartling's got to get his head up. Build back into him. Carter looking overhead cradle here. Good defense by Hartling. Carter staying on that cradle. Now looks like it's an intentional release.
And then the shot right after it.
He feels comfortable on his feet. That's why he's going to intentional release here. Go 3 for 1. Take him down, let him up.
Yeah, those are good numbers to have. He just did it again, trying to get 3 more. And he does.
Low leg cradle. This is going to be very tough to get out of.
And there it is. Kyle Carter won it at D1 a year ago. He goes back to back, although it's a different classification. Wins it in D2 this year. Congratulations to Kyle Carter of Plain Edge.
You see that experience. He's been there before. You know, as a senior, again, he's got high aspirations for the state tournament.
So he heads 152 pounds, and you talk about a guy who's been there and done that. That is Luke Nieto. Again, another guy. Not only did he win Nassau D1 last year, was the runner-up in states, won Eastern States this year. He's taking on Brock Conway from Seaford.
Right in on it, using underhook throw by. Going to do the same thing, intentional release. He's going feet to back, looks like.
Nieto gets 3 right away, and a 176-19 overall record for Luke Nieto.
Tons of experience. You're seeing it on display.
And we've said it before, when you win Eastern States, I mean, that's tougher than winning the state. And look at this situation Nieto's in now.
Very tough tournament. He's just been through it all, going up there to finish it off. Took second last year. Going to try to end it off with a state title, Division 1 or 2.
Nieto up to 10-1 for his lead. But if Conway could spin him here.
Roll through on the cradle here. You might see one of those first period tech falls that we were talking about because of the points.
4 more for Nieto. Conway gets 2 back.
Great job by Conway. He's not shying away. He's looking to score. Taxeris brothers do a great job over at Seaford.
And Nieto 2 more. How about 19 points in this first period?
There's your first period tech.
And there it is. Nieto making short order of it, winning it at 152. Luke Nieto is your champion.
Going up there to win it all.
You're watching the Nassau Division II Championships. We have a break here. You're watching it all on Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot. We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off. We've got specialists for that. ORLIN & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Back here at Cold Spring Harbor, it is the 160-pound championship. In red, it's Jake DePhillips from Plain Edge. And in the green, it's Robert Burns from Locust Valley. Burns won this championship a year ago, beating Aiden Smith from Cold Spring Harbor in a tight 7-5 decision.
You see DePhillips was in on a great shot with Burns, mat awareness and not giving up on the position. Now he's in a great position here, scoring off that. Goes to show you never stop wrestling. You're never out of positions. You keep wrestling until the ref blows the whistle.
Yeah,
excellent.
Burns with 3, looking for more. And they're both out of bounds. Burns 20-8 on the season, 55-27 overall for the Locust Valley senior. And for DePhillips, he's a junior. A terrific season for him. 26-9, 76 career wins for Jake DePhillips. So that's one of those guys you were mentioning before, bringing him up and as a younger wrestler up through the weight classes. Finished second this year at the Ted Peterson.
Yeah, Burns doing a great job riding here on top. DePhillips can't clear his hips. He's got to get his elbows in and try to get to a sit out here, control his hands, but Burns is doing a great job with the one-on-one here, controlling the wrist. So it's allowing him to control the hips of DePhillips. Phillips got to get some motion down there, otherwise he's going to get tied up. Hips up, now he's got to create some motion down there. Looking to turn in, but he's got to watch out for the cradle.
And Burns has the ankle.
Phillips got 15 to try to get 1 here. Burns is over that near ankle, which is going to be very hard to do.
Final 8 seconds, and that's always so frustrating for a wrestler. You do so much work and effort to get yourself up, and then suddenly you're back down again. And does he get the escape? No, he does not.
Ran out of time. Good effort, though.
He was probably a second away from that. DePhillips defers. So it'll be his choice in the third. And it's Burns who picks bottom.
Tight waist in here for DePhillips, looking to break that near elbow down. Probably looking for an arm bar here. A lot of Plain Edge kids very good with the arm bars. Burns trying to roll. Gotta watch your hips here. Trying to step over him, but he's in a bad spot. And whoever gets their head up high is going to win. See, Burns' his head is high, so he comes through. And he's got the reversal. Still in position to score here, and DePhillips should know that.
And that's got to be a lot of the experience, right, Kevin? I mean, it looked like he was in trouble, Burns, but just showed that poise, and instead of giving up points, then earn points on that.
Absolutely. And Burns, you could tell, like, you tell kids you're not really supposed to roll across your back, but you could tell he has no problem doing it. He's obviously a very good athlete, very explosive, so he feels okay doing that, and it worked out for him. Sometimes it doesn't, but he feels comfortable in that situation. But like you said, the experience plays a factor. As you've seen in all the weight classes today, they know what they're doing. They know where they are in the mat, and they know how to control their opponent, which is testament for why they're here in this situation. DePhillips gets his butt up instead of taking the one. Now he's looking for the reversal. Burns is still in control, even though DePhillips has the leg. That Dom Delvecchio is indicating control.
And you can see what Burns is doing, too, trying to get wide.
DePhillips should know that now. So Burns is still in control. Even though DePhillips looked like he had the leg, he's still in control. So if they go off the mat, Burns is still going to be on top. Now he's squared up. Now he'll get the one. They wasted almost 30 seconds there.
And there you see DePhillips trying to shoot, and good defense by Burns. Stalemate. Quick one.
Quick stalemate. That's experience there from the referee, Dom Del Vecchio. He's been doing this a long time. He wants to give DePhillips a chance to, to score here and not let Burns just kind of, ride the time down. He wants to get him wrestling. Burns kind of playing defense here.
And the second period ends 5-1 the lead for Burns. But again, remember, DePhillips, as we take a look quickly at the bracket and how these two got here. See DePhillips pinning his way here as
2 pins.
Yeah, and Burns got a pin in the semifinals after doubling up Chris Beretta in the quarters.
Nice, the double unders there. Nice throw by.
3 more in that takedown. 8-1 now the lead for Burns.
Burns is one of the more skilled wrestlers we've seen today in all 3 positions, top and bottom and neutral. Could score from a variety of different ways, which is good. It's going to be hard to beat upstate. DePhillips not in a great spot here on his belly here. He's got to build his base. Stall call against Burns.
.124 left in period number 3.
Phillips got to get to his feet. He needs points. Quad pod there, but smart by Burns, lacing that ankle and lifting it up. Very good on the mat, Burns.
Phillips is fighting so hard.
He's got to try to get to a sit-out or a stand-up. Something more. The stand-ups aren't working. He's probably got to try to change direction and get to a sit-out on him. Now Burns looks like he has some sort of a cradle here locked up.
And there's the escape, and look at right away, DePhillips sprinting towards him, knows time is a factor. And Burns just fine playing defense right now. He's got the 6-point lead.
Burns smart. He's taking calculated shots, high percentage shots. He's staying in on the mat. He's got to keep one toe in, and he's good. And he collects the takedown, which is bonus. But smart wrestling. Got called for stalling. Dom Del Vecchio, the referees, wanted to see him work up above the waist. You can only spend about 5 seconds below the waist. Then you got to move up when you're on top and in control. That was the reason for the stall call there.
Yeah, but suspect Burns will take that.
Yeah, he can burn that, yeah.
Oh, no pun intended, I assume, from you.
Burn that. No.
There you go. Burns 11-3. And that'll do it.
Dominating.
Burns. Robert Burns. Back-to-back Division II champions. Congratulations to Burns from Locust Valley. Head now to 170 pounds. It's Marcus Bazalius from Island Trees. Hey, we don't have chalk in this one. Bazalius beating the top seed Nick Moretta in a tight one, a 10-7 decision in the semifinals. And it's Aiden Smith, another one of the Cold Spring Harbor wrestlers here, beat Dylan Fella by pinfall in the semifinals.
Yeah, and that's another one where the kids were probably all real close with the seeding. And it's not really uncommon to see a 4-seed beat a 1-seed. It happens, and you got to be ready to wrestle that's the bottom line. No matter who you're wrestling, when you step on the line, it's just you. You can't hide behind anybody. So if you're not ready, the other guy is, you could be in for a dogfight. So you got to be ready when you step on that line.
And this is special here for Aiden Smith. A year ago on this mat, lost to the guy we just saw win the championship, Robert Burns, 7-5 decision. So he, as a senior, trying to go out strong here at home.
Absolutely. Another one who has a ton of motivation. Senior, home crowd, lost last year. Probably wants to put on a good performance.
And Bazalius can kind of play a little bit with house money here. He's a sophomore. 11-7 is his record on the season. So no pressure on him.
None, and you don't really see in these upper weights. You don't really see underclassmen, freshmen, sophomore. So this is uncommon for him. You know, that's a testament to his wrestling ability, his athletic ability, and hopefully he'll showcase it. Which you can see he's not shying away, which is good, which is what you want to see. He likes his upper body, that's for sure. Very comfortable in the over/under position.
And this is one of those matchups of different body types, right? Where Basilius lankier of the two.
Yeah, Smith definitely stockier, but definitely good. Both guys built well, you can tell. And they like upper body strength positions, which is where they want to be.
Smith on the year 30-9. Look at Basilius, though.
Great quickness. Great quickness, but couldn't finish it. Smith, good defense. See if he goes after that again. He got in deep. That should give him some confidence. Even though the period's winding down, that he can take him down.
It is Smith in green, Basilius in red here. Final 10 seconds of period number 1. No score as of yet. And that'll do it for the first period.
Some good action there for the big boys.
I was going to say, almost you would say maybe edge to Basilius, just, as perhaps the underdog and being, if you will, on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was very, very close to the takedown, and he's been controlling the tie-up. So I definitely would say advantage to him.
Although here with the strength of Smith, can he get, I was going to say the escape point, but Basilius doing a good job.
Yeah, he's strong for a 10th grader, that's for sure.
And there is that escape point. So first point of this one goes to Smith from Cold Spring Harbor.
Yeah, you can hear Jerry Armengol, the official, wanting them to get to the middle. That's where the scoring mostly takes place, but he's got one on the edge here.
What a great job by Smith. He goes from that escape point. Now he gets 3 more, and maybe even more. He is tiptoeing that line, Aiden Smith. His right leg still in.
It's a great job by Smith there, transitioning from the takedown right to the turn. We call that chain wrestling. The other guy, Basilius, may be feeling sorry for himself, a little shocked he got taken down, and all of a sudden he's on his back. So you try to teach that in practice, chain wrestling, one move to the next. You never relax.
And 3 back points on that as well. So Smith now with a 7-0 lead.
And as quick as that, it went from 0-0 to 7-0. That's why you try to force that to the kids, that you never relax. You go whistle to whistle, wrestle floor to floor. He does a great job here. We call this he's got the hand through the crotch area. It's called a pump handle. Very effective move. But Basilius clears it out.
Smith trying to turn him, though.
Yeah, Basilius got to do a better job getting his head off the mat and getting his wrist free. Smith is doing a great job of controlling both angles. Now he's flat, Basilius. He's got to build his base. Smith doing a great job riding on top. Pressure's constantly forward. He's trying for that pump handle again. Try to back hook that and bring him back. Now he can go half to the near side. Try to roll him here and try to turn him.
Oh, nearly had it there.
He's looking for that back hook, and then when Basilius puts his hip down, he's trying to half him with his right hand. Basilius doing a good job, not giving him anything here. But Smith will not get called for stalling because he's active. The Jerry Armengol will not call him for stalling because he's active. Even though he's holding the wrist, he's active, so he's no danger there for being called for stalling.
What a great period there for Aiden Smith. The senior, you could hear from his corner, right? 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yes.
Let's close this out.
You said the coach is being very demonstrative there. No throws. So he's just probably going to try to control his wrists here, keep his hips down. Don't let Basilius get his hips in. That's when guys want to throw, they try to load up their hips and tie up the upper body. And that's another way you can stop the throws, get on the legs, but he's got to get his hips out there. Trying to teach him to stay low, no throws. Bazelis is trying to get under his arms, which is what you want to do here to try to throw. He's got to pummel in and get his hips out. He's doing a good job pummeling. Now he's got double underhooks here. He's got to circle and get his hips away, but he's blocking with his head. So he's in pretty good position here. He can't let that underhook under his left arm.
Stall warning on Smith.
That's normal here. Jerry Armengol notices that Smith is kind of shutting down here a little bit. He's trying to force Bazelis into other ties while not being offensive himself. So that's the correct call in that situation.
Final minute of the third period. Aiden Smith, the Cold Spring Harbor senior, trying to close this one out.
As long as he keeps his hips away, Bazelis just trying to force that. Great position by Smith.
A year ago, Smith dropped a tough 7-5 decision to Robert Burns from Locust Valley. And you know that's got to be one of those situations, Kevin, that stayed with him throughout the offseason, in the weight room, in the wrestling room. And now Aiden Smith, 20 seconds away from being a county champion.
Absolutely. The losses stay with you more than the wins, that's for sure. Those are the things that motivate you. He's doing a great job. Bazelis, I'll give you credit for a 10th grader. He is game. He is not afraid. He's got a bright future.
And I suspect we're going to see a lot more from Marcus Bazelis going forward. But for today, it is Aiden Smith who is your county champion. 7-0, the win over Marcus Bazelis. Congratulations to Aiden Smith at 170 pounds. We move on to 190. It's one of those guys that probably a lot of people paid here to see today. It's Devin Downs from Plain Edge. And you see a pair of pins to get here. Ranked number 11 in the country. Was actually a runner-up last month at Eastern States. He is committed to the University of Maryland. Looking for the upset today, it's Maximus Dykeman. And listen, he's no slouch either. 23-7 for the Island Trees Junior. Finished third last year in D2 at 170 with a technical fall over Callaway Treble from Oyster Bay.
Yeah, Downs, just state champion, returning state champion, Division I. Going to the University of Maryland, which wrestles in the toughest college wrestling conference in the country, in the Big Ten. So he's got high aspirations.
Downs 38-4 on the year, 152-28 for the junior. You mentioned before he won D1 at 170 last year. Was named the Ted Peterson Champion of Champions as well at Hofstra last year.
Yeah, he's a kid. The wrestling obviously is his future. It's obviously very technical. Still only a junior. He's already committed. So, you know that the University of Maryland is putting a lot of stock into him. And they've really done a good job. Showcasing their talent in the Big Ten. So they're looking for him. You can tell to bolster their lineup when he gets there.
And look at just the craftsmanship there.
Yeah, this the more superior wrestlers, they kind of they flow out there from one move to the next, kind of take what their opponent's giving them, and they use it to their advantage, which you see here, and you've seen it throughout the finals here.
Yeah, Devin Downs. I mean, this was like a walk in the park for him. Just like just the technician that he is. Big win. Congratulations, Devin Downs. Another county championship for the Plain Edge Junior. So we go from one, maybe main event, if you will, competitor, and to the next. It's Grayson Meek, home field, home mat advantage. He is another guy a lot of people came here to see this afternoon, taking on Jaden Camp. Grayson Meek, top seed, looking for win number 194 in his career. Another committed wrestler. He'll go to UPenn next year. And Jaden Camp from Plain Edge, 22-9 on the year for the junior.
Yeah, Meek, we saw him last year. Just moves incredibly well for a big guy. Going to the University of Pennsylvania, so being a Division I wrestler wasn't enough. He wants to handle the academics too. So, he's the total package. So, again, looking for a good performance from him.
And we're waiting for the third place match in the previous weight class, so we'll take a look. And again, Meek, right? 19 seconds, 46 seconds. This is what Grayson Meek does. But you see as well, Camp with a pair of pins to his name as well.
Yeah, I mean, you get these guys at the bigger weights. They want to, showcase their talents, and you see a lot of pinning, at the upper weights. Especially with the ones that are a little more skilled, as we see here.
Oh, Meek is wasting no time at all. Oh, my. 6 seconds. Grayson Meek. Don't go for popcorn when Meek is on the mat. Another county championship.
That might be the fastest pin I've seen in my life. I don't know. That's just one of those, he just fell into the position. He had the single leg, lifted him, and Camp just kind of fell to it. And it was just unfortunate positioning there for Camp. And and then just when you're on your back, it just kind of, that much weight is on you. It's hard to move, especially if he's got you tied up top. And
I had all these accolades I was trying to talk about him. No opportunity.
One of those things.
Congratulations to Grayson Meek, no doubt. Listen, last month placed third for a second straight year at Eastern States. He will no doubt make noise up in Albany. And our look at our final bracket, it's the returning champion Daniel Haroun. Came in as the 4 seed, though, as defending champion. Still, mentioned the pins, doing a great job beating the top seed, Max Ortega from Carl Place, taking on Alex Vitale from Cold Spring Harbor.
Big boys.
Haroun this year 21-8, 55-28 overall. Beat Jarrell Escalera Troncaso from Carl Place a year ago. And Haroun, the weight room and the wrestling room go hand in hand. How about he's a 1900 national champion in the power lift and bench press.
Wow. He's got the strength, and it looks like he's got the size, the weight advantage a little bit. All right, on Vitale, too. Vitale a little bit smaller. See if he can use his speed on him.
Vitale 23-8 on the year, 35-24 overall. Just a sophomore.
Nice shot for a big man. Lowered his level, penetrated through on the double. Well done.
So Haroun already with 3 points. The senior from Wheatley. He went back-to-back as well at the Herrick's New Year's tournament, winning championships. Some more back points for Haroun. It's now 7-0.
He's another one, a senior defending champ. Looking for some hardware up there at the state tournament. It's a lot of weight bearing down on Vitale. Plus, he's parallel riding. You might see a stall call from Jerry Armengau on Haroun unless he comes out to the side. He's got to give Vitale a chance to build his base, which he does. Good job.
Now. Yeah, gets the escape.
Nice job. Vitale's not shying away, which is good.
And that's the end of the first period. Haroun with the 7-1 lead. Again, one of those returning champions from a year ago. And again, this is one of those interesting, you always talk about styles make fights, and this is one of those as well, right? Haroun, stockier of the two, and Vitale, long, leaner as well. And can that be an advantage? As I think we have some blood time here. Did we do?
Yeah, we see Haroun, obviously, Vitale's got a few inches on it, but Haroun showed explosiveness on that, on that double leg, all that powerlifting.
I want to thank ORLIN and COHEN again. ORLIN and COHEN proudly supports Nassau County Athletics. They feature a team of board-certified, fellowship-trained orthopedic subspecialists, as well as in-house advanced diagnostic, imaging, neuromuscular testing, pain management, physical rehabilitation, and occupational therapy. Again, thanks so much to ORLIN and COHEN Orthopedic Group. Ray Nelson from ORLIN and COHEN, a big wrestling supporter. I think right now he's out in Suffolk, but he's also watching the live stream here on our YouTube channel.
That big fan, right? Does a great job.
So Vitali gets the escape point, cuts his deficit to 5.
Haroon continuing to take ground, looking for his positions. See if Vitali fires off a shot here. He's got to get Haroon moving laterally here. You can't shoot in straight on because you don't want all that weight bearing down on you. It makes it a tough situation for Vitali. He's got to look outside, sweep single, maybe a duck under. Something where Haroon can't use his weight as an advantage.
And Haroon just kind of like looking to lean on, use that upper body strength.
Oh, nice drag here. Let's see if Vitali can finish. Big guy's coming at you. Oh, nice hip toss. There's well done by Haroon. Vitali's got to continue to bridge, turn to his, continue to fight.
And Haroon trying to get all that weight down on Vitali, looking to spin him, get more back points, and gets the pin as well. Haroon, back-to-back county champions. Congratulations to Daniel Haroon, the Wheatley senior.
Yeah, moves extremely well for a big guy. Expect him to do some damage upstate.
And he is your champion at 285 pounds. What a fun afternoon, huh?
Absolutely. You know, I love coming back and watching these guys. I thank you for allowing me to join you. It's just great. These kids put in so much work, and even the ones that are, didn't win, they're going on, which is great. I'm all for that. Getting as many kids to the state tournament as possible so they can try to achieve their goals, even if they fell short today. Their season still goes on. And those kids that are seniors, this is it for them. They got one more shot.
Hey, Kevin, you're not done with us. We got tomorrow to go as well. The D1 championships over at Hofstra. We'll be on the air about 5 o'clock for that one from the MAC complex on the Hofstra campus. But from Cold Spring Harbor, that'll do it here for us. I want to thank our entire Varsity Media crew, our executive producer, Ben Tershin. He was also the Red Hat today. I want to thank, of course, Chris Sweeney, our technical director and camera operator as well. My broadcast partner, Kevin Shippos. Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Cold Spring Harbor. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow from Hofstra, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.